First of all, we're very happy that we can see a lady like you
Thank you.
in Mylos.
It's lovely.
All the lyrics of your new record are yours, except the prologue and the epilogue, which are taken from Dante and Shakespeare, right?
Yeah, yes.
Are you into poetry?
Oh, yes.
Because this is the feeling you give with your own lyrics.
Yeah.
And I think that you could easily be
Well,
a poet.
I do write poetry. I don't really publish it.
Why?
But it's, well, I really write it for fun. I write it as a sort of relaxation. And it's mounting up. And maybe one day, you know, I'll publish it.
Yeah, I think you
But
should.
I don't write it very seriously.
Many people will thank you if you do. Few people here, I don't know generally, but few people here in Greece know the fact that you are the writer of Sister Morphine, which is a great rock song in the history of rock music.
Yes, it is. I'm very proud of it. I actually did get the credit in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not many people know it. Probably you took the credit, but it was for one time.
No, I took the credit, of course, because I did it, but I have actually been given the official credit.
I think your version of Sister Morphine, Blazing Away, it's much more authentic than the version of Stones. Those Stones.
Though it's brilliant, the Stones version is very good.
It is, but you get out a feeling really true. And I was wondering, is it because you are the writer?
I think that's really, yes. I mean, when you're singing your own words, that's one of the reasons why it's great to write songs, that only the writer knows how it's meant to be sung. And although I love doing other people's songs, and I love trying to imagine how they wanted it to be, and some of my interpretations are very successful, but there's something about your own song that no one else can ever quite
can express it in
not
the way
quite
you
the
will.
same, no. And so it ends up fair on all levels, you know. So Mick Jagger can sing Satisfaction, and I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know.
In your song Sleep, of your recent record.
Well, that was also written with Frank McGuinness, my friend in Ireland, who did a lot of the translations that I'm doing. He translated the Threepenny Opera, and we did it in Dublin. I played Pirate Jenny. This is one of the things that made me want to do this show. And on A Secret Life, Frank and I worked on Sleep and The Wedding.
The Wedding is a great song. I will ask about it.
But anyway,
I wanted to ask you something about the Sleep song. You talk about missing pieces of your life that you lost. Are there truly some missing pieces? And if yes, why do you refuse to weep about them?
Well, it may be. I have wept in the past, but where I am now, living in Ireland too, they're a very stoic people.
It must be great, huh?
It's great, but they don't believe in
weeping.
In weeping, no. They're stoic and they're very tough, and they believe it. I mean, I learned all this by living there. You just don't. You just get on with it. You know? But I did weep once.
We can see that. The question now is that, is it safe to sleep alone? Is it better if no one knows your fears? Well,
it was Frank's idea, really.
The lyrics, all the idea of the song?
Not all of it, but a lot of it. I mean, he's taken, he knows me very well, he's taken what he knows of me. He knows I live alone. He knows I tend to be alone most of the time. Even when I have a lover, I prefer to sleep alone. What I really like to do is sort of make love and then move to my own room.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I like. Because I do see sleep as a very important healing thing. And I spent so many years not getting enough sleep that now I've got quite sort of... I get quite unhappy if I don't get enough sleep.
Yeah, you have the need of a peaceful life nowadays, yeah?
Yeah, and in that, and I feel completely regenerated, you know, when
Yeah, because I think that you've shown that you can handle pain.
Yeah, I hope I never have to handle as much
Yeah,
again.
I hope so too,
I
really.
don't think so.
You deserve beautiful things.
I have beautiful things. I have a beautiful grandson now, you know.
Really? I want to ask you about children generally. I didn't know that you have a grandson.
Yes, I do. My son is now 30. He got married. That's really one of the things the wedding is about, of course. And Oscar was born 2.5 years ago.
Oh, beautiful.
That's a pretty beautiful thing to have in your life.
Yeah.
And he's great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's very beautiful. I didn't know that you have a grandson.
Yes, called after Oscar Wilde.
You spend time with him?
I spend as much time as I possibly can. I saw him just before I came away, just before I came.
He lives in Ireland too?
No, he lives in London.
In London.
I was in London just for one night before I came to Thessalonica. And Carol and Nicholas and Oscar came over and we had dinner and it was lovely.
Oh, beautiful. Love has been important to your life. We're talking about love. And
Love is very important.
And it is. You've shown through the years, allow me, that that you're able to destroy, but especially to be destroyed by love. With courage.
Of course, everybody.
Not everybody. Not everybody. Really not everybody, I think.
I think it's a very important part of being human. I think it's very easy when you've been hurt. Not easy, but it's very natural when you've been hurt to say, that's it. I don't want any more pain, and to close yourself off.
Make yourself really tough.
And not fall in love, you know. But I think it's not a good idea. Because it's that vulnerability that makes us human. We're not machines, and it's important to love. It doesn't really matter who, what, or why.
Of course, yeah.
You know, love is so broad. But just to keep open to the possibility of love is
positive.
Yeah,
with the people. Even
though they might hurt you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. Can you imagine yourself? But you answered to that question. Typically happily married woman with children.
Not now, no.
Not now. No. Have you ever imagined yourself when you were young?
Yes, I did. When I married Nicholas's father, John, I really expected a very what did you say? Conventional, sort of middle class time. That's what I was expecting. What I didn't know was that it was we were in the 60s. It was a time of enormous social change, and the sort of life I thought I was going to have wasn't really possible.
Did your career as a musician had to do anything that you couldn't live with the rhythms of a simple, typical married woman? All the publicity, all the rock stars around you.
I don't know.
You were a very beautiful lady.
I was, yeah.
You still are, really.
Thank you, darling.
Really.
But not like that.
No, really.
I don't know. I did sincerely get married and I expected to stay married, and I thought I would have lots of children and all that stuff.
You have one.
I only had one. So glad I had him now, because otherwise, once the whole madness started, I would never have had time to.
How old were you when you?
I was 18 when I had Nicholas. Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's why I've got a little grandson now. You know, I got it all done very young. I don't know. I don't know if I'm trying to give you an honest answer. Did I really know that I had to go on and do all this music? I guess I did. But I wasn't conscious.
Yeah.
It wasn't as conscious. Now I really know what I'm doing and what my mission is. And I know I have to, it's not fair. I tried it, you know, I did get married the third time, and it was a nightmare for the poor guy, because I was never there. I'm always working.
You like privacy, generally.
Yeah.
You like time for yourself.
I need a lot of time for myself. And but in a marriage, you really have to be able to compromise and be more, do what the other person wants. I'm not able to do that, I'm afraid, no.
Well, does pain inspire you generally? Because I see in your lyrics a lot of loneliness. We see and we feel a lot of sorrow, a lot of memories, a life that shows many experience. I will not forget the feeling that I had when I first time I heard Times Square. And you were talking about finding yourself waking up in a hotel and looking at the ceiling with a pistol in your hand.
Pistol in my suitcase.
Pistol in your suitcase, excuse me, yes. And it was such a lonely picture. I mean, all the loneliness in the world in that picture.
Well, I wrote that with Barry Reynolds, yes. He's also a musician. It's a lonely life. I mean, we actually have a lot of fun on tour. Barry's at the moment in Jamaica. And I think he's about to get married, or maybe even got married.
He must be a very good friend of you.
He's a very good friend. Yeah? Very, very good friend.
I can understand the cooperations that you have together. They're really so good.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. And we go, but I mean, Times Square, that is an experience of mine, but it's also an experience of Barry's. Yeah. I mean, any musician, that's what it's always like, you know.
But pain really is inspiring for you. I mean, when you feel really happy and everything is so wonderful, can you write the lyrics?
You wouldn't want to write a song.
Yeah, that's what.
See, that's the trouble. When I'm really happy, I don't feel like I have to go and write. I mean, now I've learned, I've got a discipline that I can make myself write, even if I'm happy. Whatever's happening, I will write. But when I was younger and I wasn't so focused, I needed...
depression.
Yes, the pressure of the pain to do it, yeah. It is easier to write songs out of pain than pleasure, I'm afraid. Well, for me it is.
And it's strange, I cannot understand why. Yeah. But it's strange.
Well, it's sort of...
not only in the artists, I mean in the people that they write for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
It's also at the times that they feel really, really happy, they cannot sit down and occupy their minds with things beyond the happiness. That moment, if you've got any sense at all, you won't try and analyse it. You'll just stay in it. Enjoy it.
And enjoy it. And don't worry about it, because it won't last long anyway.
Now, it just came to my mind a small lyric of Bill Withers that says, "I keep on looking on loneliness and call it freedom."
Well, it's a wonderful idea.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't
of course we do, or we wouldn't be able to do it. But it is freedom. But with freedom, you give up a lot.
When you choose the loneliness, when you're able to choose the loneliness, then it's freedom. There are many people that they don't choose it. They just
they're frightened of
lonely.
It. Yeah. Well, I'm frightened of it. I don't like it either. Less and less as I get older. I don't know. I have got a very nice cat.
Really, you love cats?
Yeah, I do. Well, I don't
I
really
love
love
one in my
cats.
arms now. I have
hairs all over
yeah.
you. It's great, isn't it, for black clothes?
Yeah.
My cat's red as well.
What's the name of
my
your
cat? I called him after Frank. He's called McGuinness.
Frank McGuinness?
No, he's not called Frank McGuinness. He's called just McGuinness.
After Frank McGuinness?
He's called McGuinness.
Nice.
Tamania Utamanin Unos Radio
88.5 Radio
88.5 Station radiophonique
88.5
Radio Station
88 Mission
88.5 Stazione radiofonica
88 Mission radiofonica.
In words' minds, you are a woman that lived magic years with magic people. And how difficult really is for you to have to answer to the same questions that got to do with those years. I mean, you've done for me much, much more beautiful things on your own. Yeah. And as you're getting older and you continue to do it, and everybody, I don't consider myself journalist. I love music and I just have a radio program here. But when I read your interviews, all the journalists keep asking you the same questions about your life stones and how was it. It must be, I don't know, but when I read them, I think, my God, the poor woman, she must be so tired about this kind of questions. isn't it?
It is. It is a bit of a drag, but I've got used to it. And I don't get angry anymore. You see, I'm in a situation, this will shock you maybe, but I have something to sell. I have tickets to sell for this wonderful Kurt Weill show. Mm-hmm. And so I will do that because I want people to come. Mm-hmm. And if the price is a load of stupid questions about Mick Jagger, I'll put up with it.
Yeah, it's really because I think that how can they speak only about Mick Jagger
because
when
that's what
you
they're
have so
interested in. It's mainly men, of course, who are interested in that because we live in still, although we're nearly at the end of this in our society, I really believe that. But even now, a woman is defined more by the men she was with than by herself. I've nearly ended. We're very close to the end of this. But there's no point in my getting angry about it.
No.
The best thing to do is to be patient and believe me, when they go too far, I can deal with it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And they will never say another thing.
I'm sure.
Yes. If they go over the line, I slap them down so hard they don't know what hit them.
Mm-hmm. Mm. You're smart enough, I think, you can do that.
And cruel enough.
Bravo.
Yes.
You have a rock heart. You have a rock attitude, a rock ideology, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But I could not tell that your music is pure rock.
No.
And all your records have jazz flavors.
Very much so.
Do you listen to rock music more than you listen to jazz music?
No, I listen mainly to jazz and blues. And I always have.
Really?
I always have soul, jazz, blues, and classical music.
You don't have a rock group that you really
well, I
like
like
a
the
lot
Stones.
and love?
I do like the Stones. I'm a Stones fan.
Think you are.
Definitely.
You think that it's the best rock group that ever came out?
Yes-ish. I like the Beatles too. Mm-hmm.
Do you listen now to rock music, rock
much,
music?
No.
You don't have a name that you would tell
Well,
us?
I did like Nirvana. I thought they were good. I really did. I'm sorry, yeah.
Bravo.
I did. I thought they were very good. They had great possibilities. It was a great shame when Kurt Cobain died, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unplugged is really beautiful.
Yeah.
All the record. So, are you a record buyer?
Oh, yeah. God,
you have records
in
your house?
So many, I can't tell you.
You spend nights with a record and say, wow.
All night, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which is the record that you, in your house,
at the moment,
the last record that you heard before you leave Ireland?
There's a wonderful new reggae star that has come up. He's South African, called Lucky Dube.
Lucky Dube.
Have you heard of him?
No.
Oh, it's fantastic.
No.
And I play that all the time at the moment.
Really?
And Luciano.
Is it reggae or is
it's reggae, but it's not Jamaican, it's South African. Uh-huh. So it's got a real edge, it's got more political stuff in it, I suppose, than...
Do you have in your plans to make a tribal record with tribal music?
I do,
I think you could do it.
I do, yeah.
Because of your voice, I think.
I do. I want to go and make something with the jujuka in Morocco.
Zazuka. It's jujuka, you call it.
Jujuka.
We call them zazuka.
Ah, well, you know. But, yeah. The ones that did the Pipes of Pan with Brian Jones. Mm-hmm. Same lot.
And now this record sells a lot.
Oh,
here
yes.
In
Isn't
Greece.
It wonderful?
It is, but I've heard works of Zazuka that I liked better than the ones that they make with Brian Jones.
Well, there are various versions. There's one that's been selling, which is a much more... It's too softened. It's Bill Laswell.
Bill Laswell.
Is that the one that's being sold?
Yeah.
Well, that's not the right one. There are much better ones than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to have a cooperation with Bill Laswell? Do you know him?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think he might be a bit too smooth for me.
Smooth?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't mind.
He's considered one of the best producers.
He is one of the best producers. I know that. I'm looking for something rougher.
Do you have anyone in mind?
I do, but I don't talk about my plans.
Okay. Did you choose Badalamenti or did he choose
I
you?
chose Badalamenti. And of course he chose me too. I mean, it's never a one-way thing.
Of course. But I mean, you made
yeah.
the proposition to
Yes,
him.
yes, and it was very hard to catch him. It was like hunting a wild animal in the forest, because
Really?
it really was hard. It took a year and a half to catch him. And then I think then we met, and then he chose me too.
Yeah.
And then we did it.
This chemistry that happens
Yes.
between people. So I don't have to ask that if you're pleased with the result.
Delighted, and we're working on something else now for 1997. It's a long-term thing, which I'm very excited about, with Frank as well, and it's called The Last Days of Mankind.
Oh, nice. We have some news here now.
Yeah, you do.
Beautiful. In your song Bored by Dreams, you say that after a certain age, every artist works with
Injury. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
That's a real quote, which I read in the newspaper when Rudolf Nureyev died. And Bored by Dreams, the character, there's two people in it, and one of them, it's Margot Fonteyn and Rudolf Nureyev, after they're dead, meeting again. Those bits about the dancing, will you now I'm older, you were younger, we will dance. And when Nureyev died, there was a quote by Antoinette Sibley, who's one of when they were at the peak, Antoinette Sibley was a young dancer just coming up. Now she's a very grande dame, of course.
Dancer.
But then she was a young girl. And in the paper it said, after a certain age, every dancer works with injury, which of course you can see. It's a very literal meaning. It means that they do. They're in pain. They're dancing in pain. They all are.
Are you sing with pain?
Well, no, it's not quite
not
as
the same,
tangible, no. Although singing is a very athletic
It is.
thing, because you're breathing and you're walking and you're doing a lot, but it's not quite as hard as dancing.
Dancing.
But
Do you like
I
to
changed it. Yes, I love it. Yes.
You dance?
Yes. I was taught to dance by my mother.
Your mother was a dancer?
My mother was a dancer. Yeah.
Do you feel more confidence now as a woman and as an artist?
I do. I feel happy with myself. I don't care so much what people think. I want to please my audience. But on the whole, the broad world, whether they like me or whether they don't like me, I don't mind. It's only the people in front of me I care about. I mean, that's the audience. And that is a great freedom, of course, because I'm not when I was younger, I went in agonies about, will people like me, it's insecurity.
Yeah.
And it's not unusual, it's just part of being young.
Probably it's good that some insecurity when you're young
I think it's appropriate, really. It would be dreadful to have a sort of young person bouncing in with no fear at all.
Yeah.
But I could have done with a little more confidence.
Yeah.
Yes.